Alderman.
You know, I want to come back to something, you know, that Rodney said, and I'm concerned, just based on this conversation, of we break from subcommittees. And my question is, when you're in another committee, if you can't say what you need to say, then that forces us almost into a form of segregation, meaning, I assume what you're gonna say is professional, you're gonna say, but if we don't have the freedom to work in OIS or any of these groups and bring race in there, so are we relegated to only talking about race in this room per se? So what I'm arguing, the point is that if everything is as we say it is, red should be integrated in everything we do. So whatever you say here, we can say elsewhere. And if some groups that's working on behalf of juvenile justice reform doesn't address that issue, then that points to the bigger problem here also. And the reason I raise it is because, again, if the subcommittees are meeting and we're doing that, why not multiply the work and have all groups deal with that stuff or whatever we're talking about related to red? I was dealing with and I concur 100%, when I saw the end of the year report and there was no mention of race in some of these major issues, I was bothered. And I remember at one point when I was talking to the guy from not OIA, but Carolina, and he basically said, he used the word tribe. And I said, no, you can't use that word in this context. It gets back to the segregation and apartheid. I keep saying that. And Julie Summers, when she did her Voices of Children report, she said, if you deal with red issue, we have a tremendous reform in Douglas County. When you have 33% of the people of color in this community, and we're not dealing with some of their issues, that's what part of the problem is. And we're playing these numbers, and I like these numbers, and they've been that before I came here, and they're the way I'm right here now. What have we done? So when I go to different conferences, and I see how some of them are much more productive in what they do in their jurisdiction than we are, again, it's the numbers. So something is wrong when I keep looking at these numbers, and we can't speak truth to power in all of our groups, then we got a problem. So my point I'm saying is,
There's no state.
can we at some point make sure that whatever we do or someone speaks from the community, whoever, they have a right to speak to this in all of our groups that are working on juvenile justice reform? If not, then we're gonna be relegated to operating in this little square of this group and not all the rest of these so-called reform efforts.
But that's
So
a
I'm bothered
human
by that.
value. If you don't feel comfortable speaking about something, that's you. I mean, I speak about no matter where I'm at. I could be in the middle of.
Yeah, but there's something wrong when a person can't speak truth
The
to power.
culture needs to be where anybody should.
Yeah, and that's my
feel
point.
comfortable. The only thing
That's
I'm
my
saying to
point.
that is that you know